So we're going to have a little fun at my expense today. I'm going to tell you kind of an embarrassing lesson that I had to learn the hard way. So Tony Robbins heard about what I was doing with OsteoStrong. He flew out to meet me. I'd never been to a Tony Robbins event before. I'd listened to some of his tapes and I knew who Tony was, obviously, but here he was coming into an OsteoStrong to meet me and to see what we were doing and all this kind of thing. And after we'd bantered back and forth, had a bit of a conversation, he says, well, I'm interested in helping OsteoStrong. I may want to be involved. Why don't you come to my UPW event? And I didn't even know what UPW stood for. It stands for Unleash the Power Within. And he goes, bring some of your people from your team as my personal guest. So I'm like, cool, this is awesome. So I go to the event. It was in Dallas, Texas in 2016. And I'm sitting right there on the front row next to the stage, Tony Robbins, larger than life, just right there in front of me, and 8,000 or 9,000 people sitting behind me. And I'm thinking, this guy wants to do business with me. And I was arrogant. I had an ego because, I'm a successful business owner. I've got a wife and kids. My life is good. And so I was thinking that this event was for all those people behind me that paid. This event wasn't for me, and so I wasn't really paying attention. It wasn't until the third day, about halfway through it, that I just had this moment of complete and utter disgust with myself. That the lessons and the information and the way that Tony was teaching this information was truly extraordinary, and I needed that information. And I was just so disappointed in myself. And the lesson I learned was there's always something to learn. There's always something to grow. Everybody has something to teach you. Even your own kids have something to teach you in the process of raising them. But here I was sitting in a chair, listening to King Solomon of our day give wisdom that would take lifetimes to learn, thinking that I didn't have anything to learn. He invited me to his next business mastery event. I didn't go as his guest. I paid for a full price ticket because I made the commitment to myself that if I was ever going to go to anybody's event ever again, I was going to be present, open, and ready to learn. I think that ego subjugation is a very hard thing for people to do, especially as we master various areas of our life, as we get older, and we start getting good at this or good at that. And when we get good at something, we shut our brains down to learning. And that's where I found myself at that particular moment. But the cool thing that's happened since then is because I've opened myself up to learning, I've opened myself up to listening, and I've been able to subjugate my ego. My life has changed in extraordinary ways. I remember my kids even say, Dad, I remember who you used to be, and you're completely different than you were then. I take that as a compliment. And I always remind myself, love other people. They have something to teach you. What can you learn from this moment?